who's about to run some Resident Evil. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and let's enjoy the show. Take it away.
Okay, so as you said, my name is DeanoWeb. I'm going to be taking you through Resident Evil Code Veronica X. This will be the HD version. It's on PlayStation 3. We'll basically get into the run. So 3, 2, 1, go. So I'll explain the run once I do this little inventory thing. So we've got to equip the lighter here, or else the game will let you go. So basically, what this category is door skip, which is the DS part, is it skips all the loading times of the doors. So obviously, with Resident Evil games, classic Resident Evil games, there's always lots of doors, loading time. So for example here, we have a big long door loading screen. So instead it's just black screen. And obviously you might think, well that was still quite long, but it's a lot longer than usual. For Code Veronica X, it's around 20 to 25 minutes of doors. So this game would be, obviously, my estimate would be like 150 if I was doing the non-door skip version. And the glitched part of the run is what we do is we use the file that we have in our inventory that you might see at some point whenever I open my inventory. And we basically use that to glitch bowgun bolts. So we get infinite, well not infinite, but we get a certain number of bowgun bolts. So we don't have to pick up any throughout the run. And basically it means that we don't have to pick up a lot of ammo throughout the run, and it's just a lot easier throughout. So we have these metal detectors, so we have to deposit all our items. Casually, this is very annoying at the start of the game if you're, because obviously this, if you don't know, this Resident Evil is quite a lot harder than the other ones. People say this is one of the hardest ones to do. So at the start, you're not allowed any weapons in here, and you've got to deposit them all. But you get them back once you can pick them back up once you leave this area. But obviously we're just going to leave them in here for the time's sake. So we picked up the gold emblem here. We need to put this in the scanner because obviously it's metal, so we can't put it in the door. We need to put it in. So again, casually people will be like, I don't know what to do here, but if you just come and put this in the scanner, we need to go pick up the fire extinguisher next to then get the non-metallic, well, the alloy that doesn't get detected by the metal detector. So you might hear me spamming the keyboard a lot. So basically in this game is if you hold enter and spam cancel, the text is faster. Just like in other Resident Evil games, with for example Resident Evil 3, if you know the Deke strategy, where I think it's like, is it left and right together and it skips the text? In this game it's cancel and enter. And so as you saw there, Claire went on like one knee to pick up an item. She bent down, kneeled over, or however you want to say. But if you, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys, is if you press right and enter, or action, I guess you'd say on a controller, action, you can skip the animation somehow. The game is it's one of those weird glitchy things in these sort of games where you can skip the animation for her bending down, which will just pick up the item straight away. So you save, probably like half a second, the milliseconds, which obviously all add up in a Resident Evil game. So this is one of those, the zombies in this game are a lot different than any other Resident Evils. You tend to dodge them by doing like a curvature run. You've got like curved around them. And unlike, again, I'll use Resident Evil 3 as an example, where if you get grabbed once, you take damage, and then you can mash them off you for a certain amount of time. In this game, unless there's a bite animation, which is like a grab animation, which is like instant bite. Here, as you saw, I've been grabbed, a couple times already, and I've been able to, boom, just shove the zombie straight off me by mashing the keyboard, or obviously if you're on controller, you just mash like analog sticks and all the buttons, and you can basically shake zombies off you. So it's quite handy, even if if the dodge, the line you take is bad, or you get bad zombie RNG, you can still shake the zombies off you. So what we're going to do now is we're getting the alloy. So we've got to examine this here. So just spam and cancel to skip through all the text, and then a little cool feature as well you can do is instead of pressing cancel to get out your inventory. If you just press inventory again, it takes you out of the inventory quicker. So that's another little trick we do to save time on this game. So that's what's making the alloy now, and as you can see in the inventory, I've still got the file. So again, for other Resident Evil games, I always use Resident Evil 3 as an example. It's the one I played the most as well. Is in that game, what you do is, as a speedrunner, you either complete the game once to get rid of the file in your inventory, or you just use you edit the code in the game to get rid of it. But in this game, you need the file to do the glitch. So as you can see here, I'm doing terrible lines, but it doesn't matter because I just shoved the zombies off me, and I'm not taking any damage, which is quite cool. So we need to pick up the lighter and the knife. We leave the handgun because we don't need it, and the knife in this game is quite powerful. I'm going the wrong way. Because it can do up to 40 damage with one swipe, depending on how many like body parts you hit. So I guess it's kind of like almost use the file, which would basically kill the run. It's kind of like the Resident Evil 2 remake knife, where like it's not obviously linked to FPS, but you know, it's kind of this is the first instance of the knife being overpowered. And we use the knife for one fight, which is an enemies called the Bandersnatch, which we'll get to when we get there. But right now we're just heading towards the mansion part. So that's just on the first part of the game. Very straightforward. Took no damage, which is really good. Obviously, you know, getting grabbed as much as I did isn't perfect for time, but taking no damage is very good. And unlike in other Resident Evil games, where if you're on caution, you run slower, in this game you don't. So you can basically run around on caution for as long as you want. So me being on like fine, fully like 200 HP fine is really good because I can basically take as much damage as I want. And we accompany this with a nice little feature they added to this Resident Evil game, which is when your inventory is full and you pick up a herb or a healing item like a first aid spray or blue herb, you can use it straight away. Unlike other Resident Evil games, in which if your inventory is full, you have to drop something or use something, or like if you haven't reloaded yet, you know, to get rid of something in your inventory. But in this game, you can just use the healing item straight away. So there's a part of the game where we take advantage of that, which is very good. So obviously this is the first part of the game. We just put this code in, which is the code I'm putting on screen. And again, this is one of the things that you have to go find the code, but obviously we already know it off the top of our heads. However, there's other parts of the game where you need to actually find the code yourself. Even though the code always is the same, it doesn't really matter. The game still, it's like we call it the logic bomb, where like, obviously in other speedrun games, it's like, you know, oh, how would they know the code because we know it, but in game the character doesn't. But for us, in this game, there's certain parts where you actually need to like clear the code for yourself, which is quite funny. So it adds a little bit of realism to this game. So even though, again, I'm still on full HP, being grabbed how many times now? Like probably 6, which is not really helpful for the timing, but as I said, to push off. So now we're about to meet everybody's favourite character, good old Steve. So this hallway can be a bit annoying. You have to try and hug as you see, you might be thinking, why are you going near that zombie so much? That's the line. You can actually get past them, but I'm just doing it terribly. So this is just CE, you can quickly skip that cutscene straight away. So that was Steve. Again, obviously a speedrun game, we're going to skip all the cutscenes, so you don't get to see much of him. Again, you don't even get to see who was trying to snipe us there, but that's one of the antagonists of the game. Which is out of the blue, because obviously, as a speedrunner, you just completely, skip all the cutscenes. I can't. Is it? I'm having mind blank about what his name is. Obviously, I know you've got Alexia, but my brain is just kind of forgetting what the guy's name is. Because obviously, I think Alexander is the dad. And I'm thinking Alfred, but I think that's not it, because I'm thinking about the Batman movie for some reason. So, but yeah, we have obviously the main boss is obviously Alexia. And again, we won't see much of any of the cutscenes because we skipped them all. So the story of the game isn't really the main part here. So again, if any of you are wondering, like all speedrun games, it feels like classic-wise, is if The game's in Japanese because it's faster, just faster text. So it saves you some time. I don't know what the exact time is on the time save of the game being in Japanese, but it'll be definitely worth it.
Someone in chat just said, "Did you mean Alfred?"
That's it. I think it's Alfred. Is it Alfred? I don't know. It might be. I generally can't remember, which is really bad considering I play the game, but I'm trying to think. It might be, but like I said, the female is the main. Then Alexia is the main issue here that we have to contend with. But if you don't know the backstory of the game, so if you're wondering why Claire is even on this prison island, she was investigating Umbrella in Europe, trying to find Chris as well, because obviously in Resident Evil 2 she goes to Raccoon City to find Chris. Chris isn't there because he's already left after RE1 to, again, battle Umbrella. So she goes to Europe to try and find him, but obviously gets caught and he gets sent to this non-real island. And then it gets attacked, and obviously it spreads the T-virus because every Umbrella island is a T-virus testing ground. And we obviously we find out who attacked the island later, but I'll save that if you don't know it. Again, we'll skip the cutscene, so you won't see who it is, but I won't spoil it. Can I get this line? Yes, I see. So that's a good line there. If the crawler zombie doesn't move, you can basically just quick turn and run straight forward, and you can get between all 4 zombies, so it's pretty cool. And considering I've been grabbed so much, I'm amazed I'm still on full HP, so it's pretty good. It's going to be quite handy for the rest of the run. I might not actually need to heal. You can do a safety heal eventually, coming up with one of the first aid sprays you pick up. But I might not even need to do it, depending on how much damage we take at the mini boss that's coming up. The Bandersnatch, as I mentioned. Obviously the enemy isn't a boss enemy, but the game treats it as a mini boss fight because it gives you like you can't leave the area until you defeat the monster, so it's basically a mini boss. So if you don't know like all Resident Evil games, if you're casually playing it, this game has a lot of backtracking and a lot of running around trying to find items, because now we have to go back down these stairs and go to the next facility part, or the next area of this starting area. And obviously we didn't know like what ways you're meant to do things. You could come up these steps here and come here straight away, and you've done it the wrong way around, and then you've got to backtrack, and then you might get, if you get the steering wheel, you might not know where the submarine is, and you might run around trying to find that. So, because obviously you could come here first, and we got the key from the submarine area, so it's a lot of backtracking, or like going forward to then come back. Just a real pain. So here we go, here he is again, gonna snipe us. We just skip the cutscene and just run up the stairs, and he just runs away. Because again, if you have a sniper rifle and the person's walking upstairs to come catch you, you don't just wait for them at the stairs with the sniper rifle, you run away, obviously. So boom, another cutscene, and coming up to the little mini boss. So we pick up these SMGs, basically for Steve, so we can get the Lugers like he stole, because he wants something semi-automatic, or yeah, that's what he said. So mini boss, we quickly see if I can get this right. So here we go. So this is okay. Yeah, that'll do. So you wouldn't have not saw that there, because like all so Resident Evil games, we use a thing called the SRT, Speedrunner tool, and we can see the HP of the enemies. So you might have heard it with the damage noise, like the swipe. We got a couple 40 hits there, so that we did 40 damage with one swipe compared to like 10. Like in your head you think, oh, one swipe would be 10, but because we hit if you just aim down and aim to the left a bit, it'll hit like the arm twice and the legs twice, I'm guessing, so it does 40. I got hit not as many. I got hit more times than I would like, but I'm still on fine, so we'll be good for the rest of the run. I will probably do the safety heal because, again, you don't want to die on the marathon. Because this game, unlike other Resident Evil games, it does have checkpoints, but they're very bad. So when you can progress on to the game and you can get a bad checkpoint and you die and it just take you like so far back. But obviously I've made safety saves as well, but there's no chance of me dying with Claire anyway. It's mainly Chris is the issue when you get the stronger enemies and stuff like that. So what we're doing now is we've got the emblem. So a little bit more backtracking. We're going to go and get the emblem card, which unlocks one of the lots of doors, and one of them leads us to the grenade launcher. So this game is, again, basically it's a lot like RE3, I guess. We use the grenade launcher a lot. Grenade launcher and bowgun is the main tools. So very Resident Evil 2 Claire. As I say, we leave the handgun, we don't pick it up. So I was about to say I got good dog RNG because the dogs can sometimes just block this door and the ladder and they just run around. So we got grabbed, but as I said, being on caution doesn't matter. We stay on the same HP, which is quite good. So here we can just run by these and then quickly run, cool. So sometimes that zombie can start walking up the steps that we just took there, and you have to wait for him to finish the walking animation to the top. And obviously he's a zombie, he's going really slow, so time loss. So I've got the grenade launcher. We don't actually use this as Claire. We keep this for Chris, which is a spoiler for the the middle part of the game when Chris comes. Because the cutscene I skipped was at the start of the game when we went and picked up the first emblem, was Steve checking who Claire was, and then he's like, oh, you've got a brother, blah blah blah, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna send an email to Leon because obviously she's trying to find her brother, so she probably doesn't have much contact with him. And I actually didn't discard that card, so I need to actually might need to go to an item box. That's quite bad actually. I don't know how I clicked no there. So I might need a detour to an item box because I did not discard that, and that's really bad. Now I think about it. I'll wing it. Can I? I'm trying to think what the nearest item box is now. I know. What? Oh, yeah. So because of that, I just completely... My brain I was too focused on the fact that we didn't discard the card. So this is a good example of the logic bomb I said. So obviously we didn't unlock that door, but this is the thing where it's like we already know the code in our head. So what we need to do is we then actually need to do this as well, which is my bad. So that's why you put a high estimate, guys. Is you just zoom in on the code here. Please work. Oh, of course it doesn't. Zoomed in too much. There you go. So we need to know the code. The code's always the same. So there we go. Now it'll let us open the door. Right, there we go. So big time loss, but that's the joys of marathons, isn't it? Always little mistakes. So we don't get hit by the dogs. Right, cool. So we come back. We don't come back here. Basically, we need to pick up 30 bowgun bolts, which we usually pick up, and that's our inventory full. Now the issue is, because I've still got this card in my inventory, it's going to be full now. So I'm trying to think within... is there even an item box near here? Yeah, I don't think there is. So obviously put the code in. Let me go get the skeleton picture now. Some items in this game you have to be standing still to pick up. It's just how it is. You can't like run up to it and spam enter. You've got to stop and click it. So hopefully we don't get stun locked by these guys, so they can electrocute you. Yep. Please let me pass, thank you. I'm gonna bank on this being an item box. Is it not? Okay. That's fine. We don't need to go in that room ever. As again, I only really do the speedrunner route, so in my brain I'm trying to like get back in the casual mode. I might have to, I don't even know how I'll do this. I've got an idea in my head about how I can do this, get around this. Because obviously we're gonna do this now. So it's not an item box in here, it's just this typewriter, because we put the painting in here and our inventory is empty. Nah, so yeah, nah. We need. I'll pick up the bowgun bolts later. I'll come back for them. Because to do the glitch, we need to combine the bowgun bolts together that we get. So I know when I'll pick them up. I'll do a detour when we come back. So we need to come back to kind of this area for the glass eye part of the game. So I'll do a little detour to pick those bowgun bolts back up. I really hope that doesn't mess up the inventory. If it does, we are kind of screwed for the glitch. So now we're going to pick up a vase. I'm going to the wrong door. I always do that sometimes. That door is after. So again, just shove the zombies off me. And again, the perks, like I said, the perks of being this game is you can just run on caution. It's all good. So this is a puzzle, one of those fun Resident Evil puzzles, kind of like the first game where you've got like pick the family or whatever it is. So this is just like the heritage of the family. We have Ashwards, I'm pretty sure they're called. Yeah, the Ashwards. So pick up the map. For some reason the game makes you pick it up. If the glitch doesn't work, what I'll do is I'll basically run. I'll do the part that like we'll get to the one of like the before the big boss fights, and I'll use the safety save, because basically the glitch point is the whole point of the glitch version is the glitch, and it's very panicky with like where your items have got to be. So because I'm doing this like a complete different way, I don't know if where my bowgun bolts are going to be. Might be an issue. If it is, then like I said, I'll just carry on the run and I'll talk you through the glitch, and then when we get to the boss fight, I'll just load the safety save. Obviously the in-game time will be wrong then, but we'll basically still be at the same point anyway, so it won't make that much of a difference in the run and the run. I might be on different HP. So again, we already know the password off the top of our heads, 1971. Just be a good time if you have anything to say, if you want.
I don't have any new donations right now, but I would like to remind everyone that we have opened up the submissions for BSG Annual 2022. This week-long event will run from the 14th until the 21st of August. Since on-site has not been confirmed yet, you can select if you want to be on-site, online, or both. Check our socials for updates. And I would also like to remind everyone that we are raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental issues themselves or within their family. All of your donations will go to Mind.
There we go, guys. So I'm just trying to think about how I can get around this, because I have a really, really bad, like, a Scottish term. It's called the fear, where I'm basically scared that I'm going to pick up the bowgun bolts on the way to pick up the glass eye, and because the bowgun bolts are in a different item slot than they're meant to be, it won't work, the glitch, and I'll then need to... My safety save is after there's like a there's a mini boss fight, and then there's the main boss fight, and I feel like hopefully I don't want to skip the mini boss fight. That's defeating the purpose. So I don't know if I'll need to try and do him like a weird way, and then like just then like then reload the save. I generally can't believe though I did that, but that's the thing of like trying to do things fast. Sometimes you accident, like when you're mashing buttons with the as I say, when you're spamming, because you got to spam cancel to skip the text quicker. You can do that and when it says, would you like to discard this item? And if you're spamming cancel, it will say no, and you won't cancel it. Because, so now, where are the bowgun bolts meant to be? I think they're where the music plate is. And then the key is in the bottom left of my inventory. So again, because I've got the SRT up on my screen, I can see my inventory. It's basically with the code Veronica SRT, the overlay is over your game, or you can have it on another monitor as well. So I've got it over my game, which I thought I wouldn't like at the start, but it's quite handy now because I'm basically just staring at my inventory screen. So I'm trying to figure out where, because I'm going to pick up the eagle plate, and then I'm going to have my bowgun bolts. This might work. I'm just worried. But then again, like I say, I'll just use all the ammo I have to kill the mini boss, and then I'll run to like the main boss, and then I'm just completely going the wrong way. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I always see when you're not focusing, you're busy talking. You just sometimes do this. So I've actually went past where I'm meant to go. So we're meant to go there after we get the eagle plate. Good old nerves, am I right? So we pick up. So we have to go through this room, which is the Bandersnatch room. So if I was still on good HP, I would have done this without a heal. But as you can see, we're able to get stun hit a lot. So boom, he hits me. You try and pick up the item, he hits you. You try and pick up the item, he hits you again. So I've taken like 60 damage here. So 70. So if I stayed on the HP I was at 90, I think, on caution. So I would have been on danger, and the run would have been dead. So that's why you can use the fast at the castle. It might... Nah, I don't think it will fix itself, because obviously I don't use the key in the music plate. I don't...
Would you like me to read out a couple more things so you can get your bearings a little bit?
Yeah, I'm basically just backtracking now, so on you go. I'm literally doing out the run, so just on you go.
Okay, well, for those of you just joining in, we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux with speedrunners. Due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we are currently doing our events online for the time being. This event features streamers from both the Benelux and the rest of the world, bringing you entertainment during the lockdown. If you would like to participate in an event similar to BSG, we highly recommend checking out UKSG. UKSG is an event normally held in Glasgow, running 4 times a year supporting Crisis. Currently also doing their events online for the time being. However, in-person events are on the horizon. And we would also like to remind you that aside from BSG events and their own marathons, ESA hosts many other events across Europe, including the British UKSG, Hackathon, and many more. So be sure to drop a follow to see whenever something is live.
There we go. So big up Glasgow, big up Scotland, if you can't tell from the accent. So this is bad, because these zombies can block the door. Okay, so basically in my inventory that I can see right now, my bowgun bolts are meant to be where my music plate is. So I don't know if the glitch depends on where your cursor is or where the items are in your inventory. But if it is due to where the items are in inventory, then I'll wing it, and then like I said, I'll do the save, which is obviously I didn't want to do that, but that's why you make safety saves. Stuff goes bad, and I'm pretty sure you guys would rather see a completed run than me just being like, oh, I've bottled this, unlucky. So if you're good at the game, you can do that in one grenade launcher shot. But I've not quite mastered that yet. So I need to do it in 2. And we equip the lighter here, because in this game the bats attack you if you don't have a lighter equipped. So if I didn't have the lighter equipped, these bats will start biting you and just like keep basically stun locking you. So we equip the lighter for 2 parts of the game. Plus, it's got its own item slot, so it doesn't really make a difference. It's not like keeping it in your inventory is bad. So classic Resident Evil now. Poison gas, you just push this back in. Most stupid trap ever, because a big statue appears with a handle. It's quite obvious what you've got to do. Yeah, actually, I know. In my head, yeah, I know what I'll do. So basically, if the glitch doesn't work, what I'll do... I keep talking about this glitch, but like I said, it's the main part of the run. is the glitch. I'll pick up the grenade launcher ammo. Oh, yeah, because I ran at this guy at not cold angle, he blocks the item. You're meant to just run at him straight forward and get grabbed. He's gonna grab me again. Yeah, okay, cool. So, again, this game is so handy with the whole, you can just shove zombies off you, because if this was a normal Resident Evil game, like how much, you guys know, if you've played Resident Evil, you know how much damage I would have taken by now. Like, I'd be in like danger all the time and having to run around with healing items. So this is the main heal you use here. Go back on fine because you've got full inventory. It's a free heal. So obviously this game is harder, but it's also like it's harder, but also it's nice to you because you can shove zombies off you straight away. So we're coming up to the next part of the game is we use the music roll. But we're going to do the glitch, which I have a big, 90% positive it won't work because I've messed up my inventory. But it's all good. We will wing it and then I'll talk about it when we get there. Basically, it's just... So, I'm holding my lighter right now. My lighter is equipped. But if you do the glitch, the game thinks your bowgun rims are equipped. But you're actually... You equip your bowgun and then for some reason it just... I think your bowgun is the weapon. Like the bowgun rims, and because you're in your bowgun, you've got your explosive bows. It gives you basically... As long as you keep picking up bowgun rims, you get infinite explosive bows. But that cutscene there was to introduce who attacked the island, and Code Veronica XHD add-on is obviously Wesker. So he attacked the island. So here we go. This is the glitch. Well, this is definitely not going to work, but whatever. So what you do is you equip the bowgun, you do this, and then you do this. You combine them, and then you back out. And I've mucked up anyway now. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to combine them, cancel, go to file, read the blue file, and then back out. So obviously now I've got my my disc plate equipped, but instead you're meant to have the bowgun rims equipped. So I'll wing it and then I'll show you guys what I mean. But yeah, I completely messed it up, which is fine. I'll have enough grenade launcher rims to kill the mini boss. Just means we need to play the next couple rooms a bit dangerously. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to shoot this Bandersnatch here, so he doesn't grab you. So he doesn't do that, but it's fine. So there's a big line here, all you've got to do, see if I can get it. Nice. And you see, so as I said, I ran into that zombie. But that's the instant. There we go. So perfect. Showed you. That's the instant grab. I can't shove him off there. He just instant grabs you, and it's a 100% bite. But in this game, the way you dodge zombies is like you kind of like curve, like you kind of like anchor your run around them. So it's like a. That's the best way. I should do a hand movement and show you. So obviously, the game thinks I've got my music disc equipped, but obviously I've actually got the bowgun equipped. So we're meant to shoot these zombies, but I'll just run past them. I'll just kind of, like I said, I'm going to completely wing this now until I get to the save point. So this zombie is always in the way, and I always shoot this guy because he just blocks you off. I really hope 10 explosive bolts and 10 grenade launcher limbs can kill the mini boss. If not, we're in big trouble. Oh, I can't believe I didn't cancel that item. And then I don't know if it would have worked, but because obviously I used the trick when obviously if you just press inventory to back out your inventory, but you're just meant to press cancel and then go to the file on your, like, in this screen here, the file at the top, meant to go there. So obviously I mucked up myself. So I don't even if I did have the inventory, I don't think it would have worked anyway. I think if you come out the menu, it always gives you your music thing, so I would have messed up anyway. But obviously, I've been grabbed that much and stuff. It's not like this would have PB'd anyway, so I'm not that bothered about being like, oh, it's not submittable. It's like, obviously, these marathon runs are a showcase of the game and all the ways you're meant to beat it fast. So this is 4.5 pushes. You can just stop it here, and then you can just pick up this. So again, spam cancel to go for the text, and then enter. Cool. So basically, because we've been skipping all the cutscenes, you guys won't know the story, but the brother's basically been dressing up as... See, this is why I usually kill this zombie. You can't get past him, and he's actually completely glitching through the game. Just forward, please, thank you. He's been dressing up as this sister. Right, so I've probably been grabbed here, so I think these zombies are going to block him on the stairs, or whatever. So he's been dressing up as a sister, pretending to be her, because he misses her. Because she's actually locked. Like being like cryogenically kept, because she's had the Veronica virus in her. Which is obviously the whole point, Cold Veronica. She got the virus. So this is easier on the way back, I find. If you're not doing the glitched version of the game, you basically you pick up all the grenade launcher ammo anyway, and then you do one of the bosses knife only. I don't know if that's still the case, but no, you pick up the sniper rifle. There's a sniper rifle in the game that you can pick up if you're doing glitchless, which is quite fun. But obviously we are not doing that, so we're just going to spam bowgun bolts. Which obviously I can show you at the main boss, not the mini one. Which is my bad, I'll, obviously apologise for that. So again, Steve, typical Resident Evil again, self-destruct system. Because we got all the 3 Navy proofs, or the proofs, sorry, we just, we trigger the detonation scene as we pick up the Navy thing. So if you have them in your inventory, if you have all 3 before you go down the stairs, you go down the steps and you come this way, then I'll probably trigger the cutscene. But we just leave that the proof that the first one the one that's outside, we just leave that there until we pick up, then it triggers the cutscene straight away. Because our inventory would be full then. So I never came this way because casually this room's just to put these proofs in. So this is the ship that we were escape on. We're going to escape the island. And again, you can tell by the time on the screen and the estimate, it's not the end of the game. There's lots more to come, but this full part is basically almost like the length of the classic Resident Evil games. Once you finish it. I'm trying to show you guys the quick pickup, but I am not getting the frames right, which is fair enough. It's basically you will be exactly pressing the buttons at the same time. It's quite hard. Need to get used to it. So we're just going back. We need to raise the bridge because obviously the plane can't take off because there's a bridge. The bridge that we're about to cross is in the way. So we've got the lever now. So we're gonna use that. And we find a key for this gated door here, and then that's how we escape with the bridge being raised. And then there's grenade launcher ammo there, which I'll pick up because technically if I carry on with this run without loading the safety save, we can't complete it because I'll need to completely wing all my strategies and it's not worth, you know. So I will do the first boss fight, do the non-glitched version, and then... So I've actually got nothing equipped right now, but the game still thinks I've got my bowgun equipped. So you can see in my inventory here, equipment, nothing, but I'm still running around with my bowgun. So I'm intrigued what's going to happen. I probably will just use the bowgun, but whatever. Just really hope I don't die to the mini-boss if I need to get close to him with the grenade launcher. So I'm gonna pick up a heal for safety, just in case I die to the mini boss, and then I can. Better safe than sorry. So just push these boxes, and then once we push them, it will start the final countdown.
Until detonation.
So the scary part is this mini boss usually takes like, what is it, 20? No, you hold 50. You have 20 in your inventory. Is that, yeah, so like 22. And I've only got 10, and then I've got 10 grenade launcher bolts, so might be a bit iffy if we can finish this, but we're able to find out. Let's find out together. So the game's not letting me shoot because I don't have the thing equipped. There, it's fine. Oh, didn't shoot the last shot. It didn't even hit because I pressed menu. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this. We're going to take damage here. No, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Perfect, yeah, cool. Perfect, we did it. That's fine. Cool, cool. So, the glitched way is we would just spam bowgun. Just spam the bowgun. We won't run out of explosive bolts because the glitch, as I said, it takes the bolts out our normal bolts that we have in our inventory because it thinks we have them equipped, and that's that. So that's that boss. Just spam the bowgun and he'll die. It's 22 or 23 shots, depending on well, no, it's like 20. Sorry, because you're meant to use 3 in the mansion, and you usually have 27 or 28 left. So technically it's 19, yeah, 19 bolts. So, and because I pressed inventory too quick, one of the bowgun, I'm pretty sure one of the bolts didn't register. A classic Resident Evil 3 thing with the grenade launcher, and you're on the final nemesis. If you inventory too quick, one of your grenade launchers won't register. It's very annoying. And so we're about to escape now. Go on the island. Right, we're on the island. We're going to leave the island on the boat here. And what I'm going to do is, so straight after I skip all these cutscenes, I'm going to load the safety save. I'm very disappointed in myself that I need to do this, obviously, but it's completely better than the other way of just completely ruining the whole point of the run, which is the glitch. Because I would basically be winging this. So we just reset here, and then we'll load the safety save, and I'll show you what the glitch is meant to be. Which it'll be hard to see because obviously you don't have the SRT up. But cool, and I'm here. So I'm just going to pause at the ink ribbons. So you'll see my inventory now. As you can see, the bowgun realms are equipped. And that's a glitch. You have the bowgun realms equipped. So we can just spam the bowgun and it keeps doing explosive bolts. So we need to make sure we get the guy to 0 HP and then we can do this. And that's the boss. So the bosses in this game become 10 times easier with the explosive bolts. You just spam shoot and it basically kills the boss every time. So that's what the other tyrant should have been like. Don't save, don't need to save. Cool. And also we have an extra grenade launcher round, which means we don't have to pick up any as Chris. So we only have to pick up one, sorry, 6 as Chris. So then we have 10. And also we're on better HP as well, so you can all type in fraud or cheater in chat or something. Fraud in the run, but don't grab me. So these guys, these moths, butterflies, whatever you want to call them, can poison you. But there's a free blue herb there. And I also have another safety save set up for when we get to the hunters. So again, spoiler, hunters are in the game. And the hunters, eventually you get poison hunters that can poison you. And as Chris, that's basically it's doomed. The run's doomed if you get poisoned. There's not a lot of blue herbs as Chris. So I've made a couple of safety saves for if we do get poisoned, because again, I'd rather this is a showcase. That rather you want to make sure I have a good run compared to just dying all the time to poison, because you basically end up having to like always heal, and it's quite bad. So we're actually in Antarctica now. So what happens is he doesn't let you escape. So this is sorry. But before we talk about that, logic bomb number 2. You need to find out what shape that is, so that when you pick up the valve, you have to then use a laser cutter and cut the hole to the shape. So you can't just not click that and then do it, because obviously where the items are in the game, you have to go click that. But basically we're on Antarctica because the plane, I was going to say ship, the plane that we take has actually got autopilot, and he initiates the autopilot, so it takes us here. So that's why we're randomly in Antarctica instead of just being able to fly away. The game must go on.
Would you like me to plug anything?
Yeah, on you go. That's a good idea.
Alright, first off, I would quickly like to mention that we have a €30 donation from Anonymous, without any comment, but thank you nonetheless. And I would also like to remind people that we have incentives for this marathon. We still have it's still quite a bit away until, we get to the next game with an incentive, but just so you guys are aware, the next upcoming incentive is for Antichamber, which is the Any% showcase. And after that, we also have a Space Station Silicon Valley incentive, which is changing the category to Silver Evo. So if you want to see any of these happen, get your donations in.
Yeah, massive thank you for the €30. So luckily we didn't get poisoned there. So what we do now is, this is the thing I'll show you anyway. We're that far behind now, I'll show you what I mean. So if you come up to this door, if you're starting to run, and you run up here, I'm spamming enter, you can't even move in. You have to be standing still to activate this switch and pick up the item. One of those things, one of those little Resident Evil things where for some reason you just cannot be running. You have to walk up, you have to be standing completely still. And again, spoiler, if you didn't know, which this catches a lot of people, when you're playing this game casually, this is the one reason why this game is hard casually, is we have to deposit the grenade launcher and the bowgun, because obviously when you switch to Chris, you only have a handgun, and with Chris you can pick up an AK-74 or the shotgun and the shotgun. But they're terrible. They're not the best in this game. This game is mainly grenade launcher and bowgun. Now, even though we don't have the bowgun equipped, the game thinks we have the bowgun equipped. and we still have explosive bolts in our bowgun, so these 34 normal bows become explosive bows, and that's what the point of the glitch is. It means you can still finish the boss fights as clear, and then Chris still has his he has the explosive bows for the bosses, one of the bosses coming up, and then that was also the quick pickup, if you saw. So that's also why I had to I generally could have done it legit, but I wouldn't have had enough ammo for the tyrant fight on the plane, and then I could have just done Nosferatu here. The guy we saw moaning, I could have done him with a sniper rifle. So if we didn't check the hole where the valve's meant to go, you wouldn't be able to do this part. The game just would say something like, you do not know the shape, or I don't know what exactly it says, but so here we go. I think it's a circle or hexagon, whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, octagon. Sorry. So that's what's pretty much done with Antarctica now. It's clear. We have basically the boss fight coming up, and that's us. We move on to Chris, which is again, if you didn't, well, that's the thing is, the game. It's like the game knows you're meant to deposit everything in your item box. That's why the game gives you the sniper rifle, because you can kill the boss fight with all the sniper rifle ammo if you hit them in the heart. So the game even knows like you're meant to deposit stuff, but it doesn't tell you that. It just says before you like trigger the boss fight, it's like, do you want to leave? Basically being like, are you sure? You know, trying to hint to you. Because if you don't know, obviously you just think you're gonna play the game as clear, even though Chris is on the front cover. So there's a sniper rifle you're meant to pick up, and then you go up to the truck here, and that's it. Boom! You can't return anymore. And then Steve again, and then the boss fight. Here we go. So one shot. Run towards him, and then run backwards, so he swipes at you, and then you just spam shoot, and you just completely destroy him. Because you might see it here, that noise you hear, like the gassy noise. Here we go. That's something called gassed. So if you get gassed, is in the speedrun you need to reset. It just completely chokes your run, because I don't know exactly. Again, the last time I played this game casually was so long ago. I don't know what you're meant to do as Chris. You have to do something to like not be gassed. So boom, we pick up this. I'm gonna actually keep the fast, because obviously speedrun, it's marathon things, to be safe. So let me do this. We got bad RNG. If you don't have enough bowgun bolts, I might have to reload this. You're meant to do 6 steps, and then he stays up, but he never did it for some reason. And this worm always does this. Oh, he's going to be a pain. Like I said, I might just load the safety save if I don't have enough. Yes, he's going to be a pain. There, it says we got enough bowgun rims. We need 2 Antarctica, 1 for a vine, 1 for... Okay, so I have enough bowgun rims, so I won't load the safety save. So what you're meant to do there, there's 2 ways of doing it. Is you take 2 steps and then do a curve and run down, and he'll spawn. Or you do what I did, which is the safety strat, which is you do 6 steps and he should spawn straight away, and you can just shoot 4 bolts into him and he'll die. But for some reason he didn't do it. He started diving at me. So typical bad speedrun marathon luck. But I was lucky enough that I didn't waste the bowgun rim, so I have enough to finish the game. Because you need 1 for Alexia. And the vines only really... Basically, the explosive bow in this game is OP. That's why we glitch it. Because you can glitch first aid spray, you can glitch like acid realms. I think back in the day, people did used to glitch healing items. You'd glitch a herb, and you'd always have like a green herb, so you could perma heal. I think that was maybe one of the things, but nah, no, we always use always do an ammo now. Oh. Okay, I didn't get it anyway. But yeah, so, and I'm actually really weird position. Don't know why I went this far to the right. But I'm quite glad I kept the fast, because I'll definitely need to use it. I'm gonna jinx it now. The way this run's been going, I'm definitely gonna get poisoned as Chris. I just have that weird feeling, because this has just been so this run's been so hit and miss. So we had enough bowgun. Oh, that's a bad RNG, I think. If we had enough bowgun rounds, you can kill this zombie because he is in the way. If you get good RNG, he's sometimes out the way, and you can put the battery pack in and then just run around them pretty much, and you can climb up straight away. But if you get bad RNG, like there, well, It's very likely to get that RNG. So your game with Nosferatu spawning, he's actually the dad of the guy in Alexia. So she spawns, I think. So what happens is he gets in the fight with Claire and that, gets shot by Steve, I think, and then he's like, as he's bleeding, he runs and he's like, won't let them take you or something, and he releases Alexia out of the cryogenic sleep, and then she obviously traps Steve and Claire, and now we're on the rescue. So she's been awakened. She's been awakened. And we get to play probably the more fun part of the game, which is Chris. So again, we already know what temperature this is meant to be. The right temperature to shelter you from the storm. And now we already have this item, so again, skipping a big part of the game if you don't know the code casually. And now the favourite enemies come back, the good old hunters, because as I said with Wesker now knows Chris is here and he really sees all these hunters. So spam skip and then see if I can dodge the hit. Nice, I dodged the hit, so that's pretty good considering I took lots of worm damage. Because the hunters can be very painful. They can swipe you low and then have the high attack, which does a lot of damage. And then again, it's like old Resident Evil games. If you're low enough HP, they'll crit you and like instant kill you and stuff. So. Just gonna move my notes. Not been using them, but better safe than sorry, just in case I brain lag. Which I've already done that obviously today because the run didn't really go as well. didn't really do the glitch, did I? I kind of just loaded a save with it on, but I demonstrate what you're meant to do. Just good old marathon things. So we're now just doing the usual Resident Evil thing, running around picking up items. Need the doorknob for this, so we can open this door. So we can pick up the tank object. And basically you'll hear the camera now. So there's cameras being installed by Wesker. And I didn't want to do that, but if you trigger a camera, you see a random hunter just appears. So the hunters spawn. And there's two cameras in the game you want to dodge. One is easy to dodge, one's very hard. The one you need to dodge is coming up now, actually. Because if you don't dodge, the hunter is always here. It's always in the area, and it just ruins your run. So this camera here, so I'm actually going to play it safe. There you go. Because if you get hit by that camera, a hunter spawns, and then so now when we leave this room, the hunter's not there, and the camera doesn't activate. The camera never activates again. But if we spawned the hunter would always be there, and it would just be getting in the way, and you'd always take damage to it and stuff. It's just not really worth it. So we're gonna do now some major backtracking to go get the Navy proofs and stuff like that from where Claire put them in the plane. So we're gonna go all the way back there. But first we're gonna have a little skip cutscene with Wesker again. Wesker's gonna, I think he talks on a monitor. And it's a shame because obviously the Code Veronica X, the whole point of the X is all the Wesker cutscenes and stuff. All the more added Wesker stuff. So I'm guessing he must have still been a part of the game because I cannot remember the original because I never really played the non-HD version, the non-X version. Because the game wouldn't really make sense without him. But I think they added more. There's a final cutscene as well at the end where it's like a big long cutscene, and that'd be so good to watch. But sadly, it takes up the in-game timer as well as the whole point of a speedrun is to go fast. But if you've never seen the cutscenes before and you like Resident Evil, definitely look up the Code Veronica X Wesker cutscenes because they're pretty cool. If you like Resident Evil 5 Wesker. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. That's why I took the fast, because like they do that jumping attack and it hits you. But yeah, because obviously This game kind of bridges the gap between Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 4 with Wesker. Because, okay, I'm going to use the fast now. This is terrible. I went the wrong way, and of course he lunges at me. Out the blue, you know, Wesker, you think he's dead, and then out the blue, he comes back in Resident Evil 4. If you only play like the main series games, if you didn't play this one, then you're like, okay, he's back. And then you play Resident Evil 5, and he's just got mad superpowers, and you're like, how's he got them? But obviously this game, he shows his superpowers, or his virus powers. Basically superpowers, aren't they? And he shows his cat eyes. So again, casually, this puzzle is very annoying, but it's just 3, 3, 3, 3, 10, 3, 5. So you just spam 3, and then you empty it, and then you use another 3, and then a 5 to get 7. Or, yeah, 6, whatever it is. So this allows us to now lower the bridge, because obviously the self-destruct, the island blowing up has kind of damaged the island. Which, if you think about it, this is a terrible self-destruct system, because basically everything still works and only a couple buildings have been ruined. You know, the rest of it's fine. It's really a terrible self-destruct. But yeah, the crisp part is very hard. There's so many hunters, and it's just... There's another hunter here, and it's just... So what you do here is you hug this, and you just run past him. He just doesn't hit you. That's the hunter dodge for that area, which is very handy to know. So these zombies have like bombs strapped to them. And there's a hunter here, you just kind of do some basically... Like stair skating like in Resident Evil Remake to just get past him so it doesn't aggro him. And he just won't even come towards you, and he'll just kind of walk towards the door again, and you just kind of run past him and hope he doesn't grab you. So obviously with Chris, you have a smaller inventory, so you only have 8 slots, sorry, and not your 10 as you do with Claire when you have when you pick up the inventory slots. But yeah, you have enough inventory space. You know, obviously as a speedrun, we know we've got enough to finish the game, and you pick up all the items in a certain way so you don't run out of space. So we're coming up to another reset point, I'd call it, because again, we're talking about the blue herb situation. So the hunters up here now become poison hunters. I think they've got, I think it's like alphas. I don't know, they may be called alphas. And if I get poison, I'm just going to load the safety save, because it's a joke. And I got poisoned. So I'm just going to load the safety save, because I'm not dealing with that. Because you just run around on poison, it's a joke. So I think it's this. No, that's worm. Maybe this one. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Cool. So I'm basically cheating. I'm back on full HP. You can all... I was on full HP anyway. You can call me frauds. I was on full HP anyway. It doesn't make a difference. So you want to hug the left so you don't get hit. Okay, that's fine. You sometimes want them to jump at you, but you want to make them jump late so they don't hit you. But yeah, if you get poisoned there, so you may as well instant reset, because there's no blue herbs on the way. It's just a straight reset. So everything that didn't want to happen in this marathon run has happened. It's the famous, it's not the, you know, the famous, this has never happened before, but it's all the Code Veronica tropes that, this is the main reason why I made safety saves before I started this marathon, because I knew this game is very, as I said, it's very hard, and it's very, the higher, you know, when you get to like, I'm not going to say higher levels, but you know, when you get to the, you know, competitive levels of running, you can't be running around poison, trying to heal, get blue herbs. Because there's a blue herb, but it's miles away. And then, boom, like I said, the zombie blocks you. So you just have to wait. And luckily you can just look at the door straight away so you don't get grabbed. So lucky enough, the safety saves I use are all where I basically took damage from, so the real life timer shouldn't be that scuffed. The in-game timer is going to be terrible, so we need to ignore that when we get to the end of the game, because it's going to be really wrong. But I'm doing this on purpose, but I can show you guys where the run can go wrong. That's my mentality. Let's all just pretend I'm doing that on purpose, right? showing you the ups and downs of speedrunning.
It's just a showcase.
Exactly, yeah, just a showcase. Again, I went to the wrong floor, just a showcase. You
Exactly.
know, so I won't need time to drink, that's why. So, but as I said, the hunter would still be here if I got hit by the camera, and it's just really terrible. So technically, I have cheated because I've got an extra 2 bowgun bolts, but you never use them anyway, unless I really mess up Alexia at the end. I shouldn't need them. So you can basically just shoot other zombies if I wanted to. So as I said, I've been quite unlucky with the hunters. There's one hunter that is basically, you should be able to instinct. There's 2 hunters that you can basically instinct kill with a grenade launcher that you need to kill. But sometimes they can be dodging, you've got to shoot them with a shotgun. If I get poisoned by them, we're in trouble, because the way Antarctica works is, Chris, there's not many places to save on the way throughout the run. Like, I've been lucky enough, the safety saves I've made have all been before bosses, or like the poison hunters, there's actually like an ink ribbon spot there. So with this guy, you want to be always behind him. So you want to try and run behind him so he doesn't knock you over. Please pick. So he might knock me over here, he might not. See what I get. That's fine. So please climb. That's fine. Cool. So you always want to try to be behind him, because if you're not, then he'll electrocute you. He can knock you on your back, and then he'll do this like animation where he stands still in the water, and he'll just like shock the water. And if you're in that shockwave, you get hit, and you don't want that. So we only got hit once, and we didn't get put on our ass. So we saved time there. And we only took 30 damage, so we're on pretty good HP. Because you actually don't really... The thing with Chris, and it's quite funny, is if you're like doing a normal PB, trying to get the best time speedrun, the fast I didn't deposit, you actually would deposit that. So you basically want to complete Chris's section without healing. Because again, you can go on caution, you run the same speed. But considering how many hunters there are in the game, and also you do the Alexia boss fight isn't as if you all know casually, it's not fun to do. You do that without any heal. You basically don't heal, so it's pretty. You can heal once. So there's basically 1 green herb you use as Chris if you need to. So we're going to do some inventory management now, because we've already we need to combine all the items, so you save all the inventory, so when you have to inventory, so you save time instead of you opening your inventory all the time. There's too many inventories. So a little cool trick is you shoot, you press your L2, I think it is, but on my keyboard bindings it's Q, and if you switch targets, that vine will die. If you don't, it won't. So for some reason you have to shoot the second one with your, when you're still aiming in and you switch targets, or else it just won't die. It's very stupid. So yeah, now we're at the last section of the game, back in Antarctica. Right at the item, but it's not letting me use it. Typical Resident Evil. You've got to be exactly lined up. Another puzzle, if any of people have played Veronica, they see the paperweight and they're like, oh no, not this again. Because it's such a terrible puzzle that I don't even know how you do it casually. In my head, I'm trying to think. I'm so glad that it's one of these puzzles that it stays the same. It's not like a random code. It's just the same inputs all the time. Else I'd have no idea what I was doing. So we now need to go pick up the handle, but because Alexia and all her tentacles kind of destroyed the facility, it's frozen over. It's this quick somehow. Antarctica's that cold that in the space of Chris getting to Antarctica before Claire got taken by Alexia, the full place is frozen. So I want to talk about this part quickly, and I won't demonstrate it. But if you saw there, Chris stood still for like milliseconds, and like I was on my keyboard, I was holding buttons. So instead of just going, "Oh, Dean, why'd you not just quick turn straight away?" You actually can't. You can't quick turn. You can't sprint. You can only move. So you move forward and right, then quick turn, and you're not meant to get grabbed. It's the same when you pick up a key as Claire. There's one part you can't sprint straight away. You've got to like quick turn. It's very stupid. So this is the camera. Can I dodge it? Oh, I dodged it. Perfect. So this spawns a hunter. I need to dodge this camera. Cool. So we never spawned the hunter. So that's actually a really hard thing, because you've got to like quickly move to the right and then quickly move to the left from the camera. It's not as simple as like it seemed. And I usually never get that, so that's the one thing I got quite good in this run, is I actually got that dodge. Because usually the hunter spawns and you get swiped by him and he can like jump hit you and he can put you on caution and it's just really awkward. But obviously, because I'm in a marathon, I'm going to probably use the green herb that I talked about anyway, because I'm on awkward HP. And I kind of forgot about it when I was doing my whole you don't heal as Chris thing. Because really, you actually usually don't. And again, if you couldn't shove zombies off straight away, this part would be impossible. Because there's so many zombies in the way. But lucky enough, you can just shove them off. So again, this part is a homage to Resident Evil 1. With the tiger and the room. Just mash my keyboard again, you know, yes, you know, enter, cancel, enter, cancel, enter, cancel. So these enemies, if you can call them enemies, you think you would just run them over, but they actually do damage. They do 1 damage per hit. So technically, if you're on danger here, you could die. It's just plainly RNG. So boom, 2, 3, so 3, 4. It's just you get stun locked, and again you can just use the herb straight away. Boom, it's fine. But yeah, you can get stun locked there. So this puzzle, if you don't know, is AA, King, Heart, Spade, and then you just put the paperweight in. If you're facing it in time. I'm guessing in English. What is going on? I'm at it. Or did I just... I thought I was going crazy there. I was like, am I doing this wrong? So yeah. Oh, he's dead. What a shame. Obviously she killed... The sister kills him. Probably for being too weak or something. Yeah, so that... It probably tells you the solution. It's probably some weird thing in English that you've got to then like look at the paperweight and like the opposite ends or the answer to the puzzle and stuff. But it's, if you don't know it, that's the answer. So we come to one of my favourite dodges in the room. One of the favourite lines you can take. So hopefully I get it. Boom, and then you just do this. There you go. So again, the part you just run through like 8 zombies clumped together without taking any damage. It's pretty cool. It's quite a fun line. Oh, wrong way. This way. So again, if you do spawn the hunter, then this area, the hunter has disappeared here. So you only spawn it once, and it only hit you once, and it'll disappear. But we're coming to this part now, and this is where another poison hunter spawns. And sometimes you can... One grenade launcher will kill the hunter if you aim like low. But sometimes the game will just put it at 0 HP, but it won't die. And then if you just try and run past it, it'll hit you and you get poisoned. So if that happens, I'll need to switch to my shotgun and kill it. Which again loses your time, but it's better than the alternative, which is get poisoned and ruin your run. Because you have to go back to the other room and use the blue herb. So aim down, shoot straight away. So when it makes that noise, you know the hunter's dead. But sometimes it can, as I say, get put on 0 HP, not die, and you have to waste a shotgun. Which, you'll notice, we don't use the shotgun in the run, but you need to pick it up to obviously raise the bridge. And I just showed you, like, you can manage your inventory well as Chris, like you don't even need to like use an item box when you like do it. So we don't have a fear of spiders because a big massive one is spawned. And it's another like kind of boss fight, but you don't actually need to kill it. You can just run past it and it doesn't do anything. Just make sure he doesn't hit me. Perfect. Oh, cool. Good timing. We're coming up to the last poison hunter. Thankfully, because I'm really sick of these guys ruining my runs. This is the one that I don't have a safety save for, so we pray. You just run. He hops up, and he dies. Cool. Perfect. Things you love to see. Right. So now again, the game, it doesn't shine but that's where the other dragonfly thing is. Wing. You wouldn't know because it's not like on the ground. It's not shiny. Don't know if the game tells you where it is. And we're about to play as Claire for a little bit. And it's one of these, again, one of the casual parts of the game that is actually quite hard. But as a speedrunner, I know like the way, kind of the cheesy ways of doing it. Right, so you have to use the knife here. That's why we keep the knife equipped. If you wonder why we don't put it in our inventory as Chris, we need it for this part. 162, okay, so I'm on good HP as Claire, so I don't have to pick up any healing items. Cool, we didn't get cheesed there. That vine can sometimes keep whacking you back, and you then have to like push the cabinet out of the way, and it just loses your time. And again, here you can get crushed by this thing. If any of you, again, lots of cheesy ways to die in this game casually is getting crushed by this the crane thing. So you just quick turn, walk, and then just use it straight away. I think it's if you sprint, you die. So I think if you just walk, you can just like keep walking and then just like get out. Cool. I mean, I could mess up Steven, but then I'm pretty screwed. But we're fine, right? So here we go. Use the key, and then Steve's fine, but he's about to get infected with a big axe, and you've got to run away from him. So what you do is you run towards him, make sure he does that, and then you just run. He does 110 damage, so we will get put on caution, and then we just run away. So you don't have to heal. But if you... So Wesker, this is Alexia in her like evil form. That's bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Oh, that was close. So 3 grenade launcher rims are meant to kill her. And if she grabs you, she instant kills you. Luckily enough, this is a checkpoint. So if you die, the game will just load you back here. Luckily enough. But, yeah, it's one of those things with this game. I don't know why it does it. Like, you just aim and spam, shoot. And for some reasons, the enemies will get put on 0 HP and not die. So, like, there. And luckily, I could switch to shotgun in time and she wasn't close enough to us. If you're playing this game knife only, this is one of the hardest fights. Because she hasn't, as I said, if she grabs you, it's an instant kill. So... yeah, you can basically spend an hour and 10 minutes getting here, an hour and 20 minutes, whatever knife only is, and then she can just grab you and if you instant die. And when you think about it, if you're playing knife only, it's a lot of swipe, kite, so. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the game now. My suffering's almost over. Oh. We're actually on good HP as Chris though, so we'll be fine for Alexia. We've got enough ammo, but it's just funny all the things you don't want happening in your run, like enemies being left on 0 HP, the worm not like doing what's meant to do. It's just obviously would happen. Like obviously when you're playing like when you're first starting the run and stuff, you know you can get away with that because it doesn't really make a difference. But when you're like trying to go for really good times, it affects you a lot. Because you lose like, if you're losing like 30 seconds, it's a very tight leaderboard at the top. So more zombies spawn here now. They just teleport out of nowhere. Just run past them all. Again, you can just shove them off. Or if you really want, you could use a shotgun and shoot someone in the head. Does not make a difference because you don't need the shotgun. So again, more dragonfly and gems and stuff. You didn't get to watch the cutscene, but basically this family are obsessed with like ants and dragonflies. And the video clip we skip is Claire when we're picking up the steering wheel is of the family like picking wings off a dragonfly and then feeding the dragonfly to ants. Pretty weird. And if you saw the amazing Resident Evil movie, that's the video clip with Claire. Spoiler, but it's not really because it's in the games. The video clip that she watches under the orphanage. That's the Ashfords, and them all. It's basically the same thing from the game. Them pulling the wings of the dragonfly. So that's the. Which again, I've been saying it's completely a bit off topic, but that's what they should do if they ever do a sequel. Cool, Veronica. Claire was the main character of that movie. She's the main character of this game. It links in because obviously Chris as well. You showed the video of the Ashfords anyway in the movie. Bingo, just do it that way and make a lot more sense. Plus, this game doesn't get enough love as it is. Where's the Cool Veronica remake? Nah, just go straight to 4. I see what it is. So we equip the bowgun again. We have to shoot this vine. And then that's it. We only need one more bowgun. We meet Claire again. She's crying because Steve's dead. I don't even know where she is. I think she just hides somewhere. But yeah. So you look at the file, because we were in our inventory anyway. We don't have the inventory at... Nope, wrong buttons. And you do this. Cool. It's all about knowing when you need it, because obviously you don't need an inventory here to use the key. You just spam enter or action to like activate it, so you don't inventory. That's why you inventory there. And obviously you can read the manual, and the manual tells you the code, but in the name of the game, obviously the code is Veronica. It's the title of the game. So this is the final boss fight. Everybody's favourite boss fight. Especially when you get the linear launcher, you know, and you've got to make sure you can hit the fly-in Alexia. It's not the most fun part of the game. So I'm intrigued to see what I've got time-wise, because obviously my timer is wrong that I've got my SRT because I've been loading up my safety saves. But I'm intrigued what the real time is to see how much. Oh, that's really. I'm not had that in a while. So we have to quickly. That's why we have the bowgun. She will instant kill Claire here. So you have the bowgun, you shoot her, and then you quickly equip to the grenade launcher for the boss fight, and then you skip the cutscene. And then now we basically just use the grenade launcher, aim high, and hope for the best. Okay, this is bad. Bad RNG. Oh, this is really bad. This is really bad. Please stop. Please. Please. We got her, it's fine. So you can get stun locked there and like whacked away. You basically want to get as close as possible and aim high with the grenade launcher. That's when you do the most damage. And then now we just linear launcher this. And this is the final part of the game. Where's she gonna spawn? Cool, and we got a 1 cycle. That's very good RNG, good shot. And so pre-warning you, time is coming soon. Basically I've just got to skip all these cutscenes. I'll try and time it right. So 3, 2, 1. Come on, time. And that's the run. So obviously the number of saves and stuff is wrong because of all the safety saves I've done. But yeah, so sadly I didn't show you the glitch part because I bottled it. But lowdown is you combine the bowgun explosive bolts with the first grenade launch with the bowgun, then you combine the 30 with the 20. So you do 30 with the 20, not the 20 with the 30, so that then your cursor is on the bowgun, and then you cancel, you go to file, read the blue file, that then takes away the file in your inventory, and you equip your bowgun realms, sorry, and then you get basically infinite bowgun realms, explosive bowgun realms until you use the until you run out, I guess. But yeah, that was Code Veronica X door skip. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a different Resident Evil game. It's, you know, not as well known speedrun wise. You know, it's not your like Resident Evil 4s or your like Village, like 7 or your like remakes. But it's a game that deserves more love in my opinion. And so obviously it's a mainline story game. As I say, if you never played it, you won't even know like Wesker appears and stuff. And it gives you a bit more backstory with Claire before she magically appears in Revelations 2. Because obviously if you didn't play this, it goes straight from like 2 to this game, to Revelations 2. But yeah, that's me. If you have any donations or anything you wanna shout out before we head off to the next run, you can do.
Unfortunately, I don't have any donations, but coming up next we have Silent Hill. So if you want to see that one happen, don't go anywhere.